Hello everybody, today I'm going to be going over how to replace the battery in your ROG Ally. I have the first ROG Ally, the Z1 Extreme, and it comes with a 40 watt hour battery, and I'll be replacing it with a 75 watt hour battery. Is it 75? I'll be replacing it with a 74 watt hour battery. You like that? Yeah. Currently I'm running Bazite OS, which is kind of like the Steam Deck OS. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I replaced Windows. So on this operating system, it's a little different to check what the battery is. So I'm going to plug in a keyboard and mouse because it's required for me. I'll show you how to do it on Windows as well after I edit it. Now, if you're running Windows on your Ally, to look at your battery status, you can check it by going to your command prompt, run it as administrator, and then you'll want to type power cfg/battery report. Enter, and it will generate a battery report and save it to your System32 folder. So we are going to navigate to that folder now. So just open a new file explorer, and we will go down to this PC, your C drive, Windows, System32, which is down here somewhere. And then you can just search battery. Click on battery report, and there you have it. So I'm just on my Windows desktop, so I have no batteries installed, but it will show you all the information about your battery right here. And you should be able to see the watt hour capacity of the battery. And the idea is it should say 40-ish. I think it's 40 on the Ally. And once you replace it, it should go to 74. First thing you want to do if you're running Bazite is you'll want to go to desktop mode. So I'll do this, and I'll go down to desktop. And then you'll need your keyboard and mouse for this part, depending on what your configuration is. And you'll put your mouse up in the top left corner and it'll let you search. And we are going to search on system settings. There it is. So what we're doing right now is we're just gonna check what battery is currently running. You'll wanna come down to about this system and then click on more system information at the top. And then you'll see energy on the left, and you can scroll down to see the health of the battery as well as the original charge capacity. So we have 40 watt hours right here. So from there, we can go and turn it off. Okay, I don't know how to do it from desktop mode. I'm just gonna hold the power button. Okay, now that it's off, you want to unplug everything, and we're going to flip it over and start unscrewing things. So this is the battery that I got. This is how it came. Came in like a cardboard box, and inside it has the battery as well as a couple of different tools we can be using. Now I have my own tools, specifically the plastic separator there, but this one is important because this will allow us to clip away some of the plastic body that will be blocking us from putting the battery in. But these will be useful, so we're going to take those and set those aside, and I'm going to take out the battery because obviously we will need that. No shit. Okay, so I'm going to set my battery aside, grab my Ally, and start unscrewing. There are 6 total screws on the back, and they're all the same length except for the bottom center one. So just make sure you replace the bottom center one the way that you unscrewed it. And once you have all the screws out, you'll take the separator that either came with your battery kit or one of your own. You could even use like a tar pick if you really wanted to. And just want to run it up and start separating the clips. You can hear the clicking when they come off, and give it a little twist. Mine aren't on that tightly because I've opened the case before. And you can kind of just, there we go. You don't want to be too rough with it because you can snap those clips, but I probably have already snapped all mine anyways, so whatever. And here we go, this is the inside. So this silver piece right here with like the long middle part is actually the old battery, and obviously you can see this one is more filled out, probably contributing to more battery space. First thing we want to do is we have this long ribbon cable going right across the battery. We'll want to replace that, or not replace it, we'll want to take it out. So to remove these, there's a little tiny, I'm not sure if you can see that, that black top piece there can flick up. There you go, so you can see I flicked that one up, and now you can pull it out of the bottom. There you go. You want to be very gentle with those. Make sure you don't rip out any part of the ribbon cable. There's another one on this side that will flick up. There you go. You can see it flicked up, and we'll tug the bottom out. And now we have our ribbon cable taken out. And you'll be able to kind of peel it off of the old battery like a sticker. It's currently stuck with some sort of adhesive. So just very gently peel that off. There we go, and now I'll set this cable aside. Now what you want to do is flip up this plastic or paperish material here that's covering our battery connector. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Here you'll want to move this silver piece up in order to take the battery out. So I'm just gonna do that again with my nail and my finger. There we go, there's a nice little click sound to that one. This one will actually pop off straight up instead of down like the ribbon cable. So you'll just get your nail underneath and there you go, it'll pop up. That's this way. So there we go. Looks like we got that off there. Now there's a screw we'll have to remove over here. I imagine that indicates we are voiding our warranty, and that is to be expected. So we'll remove that. So this one is one of 4 screws that are keeping the battery in place. So we will start by unscrewing this one. Okay, so we got our first screw out. There's one on the left here. Now you should be able to raise the old battery up out of the case. And there we go, so there it is. So here we'll want to make some cuts. These plastic things are standing a little too tall to fit the new battery in. That's where it fit, sort of in the empty space of the old battery. But we won't have that with the new battery, so we gotta make some cuts here. So I'm going to do that. And then this piece here that's also standing pretty tall. Now we're gonna wanna move the sponge that's stuck to the motherboard down to the case. So I'm just gonna grab it, slightly pull, and peel off like that, like a sticker. There we go. And we're going to set the sponge just below the motherboard. So it's not going to be resting on the motherboard anymore, it's just a little bit below. Now we're gonna set that aside and look at the back plate rather than the front plate here, the back plate. And there are some more things we will also have to cut. Basically, we'll need to cut everything in like a box shape right here. Okay, and now as you can see, I'll highlight it in post, but that is what you want to cut completely flat, or as flat as you can. So there we go. Next, we will want to reattach the battery. So it's just under here. So I've just seated my battery right here. It might be a little wobbly. Try and kind of wiggle it into place. We did use the old sponge, which is pretty absorbent. It will really flex a lot, and I'm okay with that. I'll keep it snug in the case, but you can see it moves a bit, but once you push it down, you can feel the sponge compress a little bit, so that should be okay. So I'm just going to reattach that battery. Now remember, it clicks on from the top. You'll be able to feel very faint clicks. And then once you slide that metal piece back down into place, the battery should be connected just fine. Just like that. Next thing we're going to do, just to make sure that the battery is in place, is we're going to remove the sponges on the old battery. We have one here, 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 and here, and you can pull them off just with a little force. It just has an adhesive on it. I'm going to add mine right between here and here. It depends on which battery you get. You should be looking at around the same size as what I'm looking at here. So I'm going to just lift this here, stick it to the side, and then make sure it's snug. That's there, and I'm just going to add another one from here, one of the taller ones from my old battery, to the other side where it gets kind of close. There. Okay, use your own preference in terms of what sponges you add. The battery actually did come with its own little sponge. It's a little harder than the one that was already in here, so I just reused the old one, but you could definitely use this anywhere you wanted it as well. I don't really see anywhere that would need it. Now we'll want to reconnect our ribbon cable. That will go here, and you just want to slide it in from the top here, like so. and then flick down that top black piece to secure it. You can give it a little tug to make sure, and we'll do the same for this side. Slide it in and then seal it there. Good. Now, even though we aren't using the actual bracket for the old battery here, I've seen some people online use it. I don't think I need to use it here. I should stay in place. I have my sponges and the back of the case should really just lock it into place because it's going to be a tight fit anyway. But we will continue, we will just screw these screws back into where we got them because they did kind of secure some other things in place, such as this fan here. It's kind of part of the fan there. And these fans use the taller screws. We actually won't need the shorter ones. Those ones were only for the battery cover, so we're just gonna leave them out. We don't even need them in there. So that fan, and then this fan. So screw that in. So now we are going to reassemble and put the case back on. We're just going to clamp those clips first, so just add a little bit of pressure. There, there. Just all around the border. You can see a tiny little bit of bulging there, but the screw should help with that. So I'm going to start with that shorter screw that goes in the bottom middle here. And we're going to go all the way around. There we go, and with that, it is all reassembled. So, we can try turning it on, but I doubt it will actually turn on, and that's because when you take it apart, I've noticed that it wants you to plug it in first before you actually start using it. So don't let that freak you out. I am using the charger that it came with, just to be safe. Plug it in, turn it on, and there we go. So it is loading up. And now you can see we are getting the default Steam Big Picture boot up. And everything seems to be working fine. The battery's automatically at 80%. We'll unplug just to double check. It is running on battery power now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go and show you the battery specs to make sure that everything is working properly. This would be a pretty funny way to find out that I got scammed off of eBay. So I'm going to plug in my mouse and keyboard. Remember, that is a requirement if you're running Bazzite like I am. But on Windows, you can probably navigate to the system info panel without mouse and keyboard. Okay, so we're going to go to power, switch to desktop. You see my mouse here. And now let's go to the corner again. We're going to type system. There we are. And we will go to about this system. We want more system information, energy. We'll scroll down and here we are with our 73.9 watt hour battery. And there you go. So now it is running with the new battery. So let's go and test out, I don't know, Elden Ring. Here we are. And let's double check some specs here. So we're at 79% battery and we have 2 hours of playtime left. Now let's just check the TDP. And we are running turbo. Let's just, for the fun of it, we'll set it to 30 watts and see what it has to say. So 1 hour and 38 minutes at 79%. That is significantly better than we were getting before. And everything seems to be working fine. Anyways, that does it for this tutorial / video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I was able to help you upgrade the battery in your ROG Ally, maybe get a little more life out of it. If you haven't already, I highly recommend switching to Bazzite OS away from Windows. It makes it a lot easier to just pick up and put down and play with. So it makes it a lot closer to a Steam Deck, but a more powerful one. It does have better hardware than the Steam Deck, so that's it's pretty cool, if you ask me, pretty cool. But yeah, if you guys want a tutorial on how to install Bazi, just let me know and I can do one of those up as well. I've mainly only done gaming videos up until this point. This is kind of like my first tech hardware tutorial anyway. Yeah, let me know what you guys think and if this helped you. And if you have any issues, also feel free to let me know. Thanks again for watching. So Colin, you tell me how the f this big old is supposed to fit in there.